Lamar at 8-5, again, y'all know me, I say it all the time. I'm an MVP voter, so I was watching games that have MVP candidates with an even more keen eye. Saquon Barkley's on the field, Lamar Jackson's on the field. I was taking studious notes. Gonna be hard for Lamar to win MVP. Gonna be very hard for Lamar to win MVP. You do not see quarterbacks often that have 5+ losses, 6+ losses, assume Lamar will get another one, win MVP. You might suggest, Acho, Matt Ryan did it. He did. But ask yourself why he did it. 2016, Tom Brady was suspended for 4 games. Tom Brady had 28 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He didn't win MVP, finished second. He had 11 wins and 1 loss. Matt Ryan had 11 wins in 16 games. Tom Brady had 11 wins and 12. So even Matt Ryan, when he won it with his 6 losses, many would suggest if Tom Brady was not suspended due to Deflategate, he likely would have won it again. You do not often see quarterbacks with 5+, 6+ losses win MVPs. I think Lamar Jackson ultimately lost MVP last night, barring something unforeseen. Saquon Barkley falling off a cliff, Josh Allen racking up losses. I just don't see how, in a world where we're finally seeing quality quarterback play. Remember last year, everybody and their mama was hurt. In a world where we're seeing healthy and quality quarterback play, Shady, I don't see how Lamar Jackson can do it.
Yeah, it's over, bro. And I think last night was the reason why. I mean, just to be honest about this thing, man. He played against the Eagles. He ran into a big-ass bird, right? The bird was way bigger. Let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? He was all this good stuff, but that Eagle came out and sealed the MVP deal over with. You heard it? You heard it?
Hey, I was waiting on that.
Sometimes you run into a big bird, dog, and that happens. Lamar is a phenomenal player. He really is. But I just think that this year, man, I think them losses over and over again, I can't put him as the MVP. Last year, we talked about how good he played, right? And he played as good as he played this year, but they were winning. They were one of the favorites, right? Yeah. And you never know how this thing's unfold. Now, if he gets another loss, where they going to playoffs? You a road team now? Like, all them things really matter. I think the biggest question mark for Lamar is, forget the MVPs, man. Let's get honest to it. It's about what's he going to do in the postseason, right? And I think the way they're playing, now you're going to be on the road. I don't know how well they're going to do on the road. So I think the MVP's over. I think Saquon is up there, and I think Josh. It's really them 2 guys.
Yeah, you can kiss the MVP goodbye. Bye, bye, like that NSYNC song. Look, the Ravens are currently the 6th seed. The Broncos are the 7th seed. If the Broncos win tonight, they have the same record as the Ravens. And we set up here forever.
Bro, that's crazy.
And we talked about how good this Ravens teams are. And I said it last week, this is the greatest show on grass and all this stuff. And it just seems like every 3 or 4 weeks, they lay an egg. So for me, 8-5 equals the Ravens' worst 13-game start since Lamar took over as a starter. Oh, wow. Let's just put that into context. In 2019, Lamar took over as starter. 8-5. Okay, it's the worst start he's had. And so when you look at it and you run into this big bird as an Eagle, I think there's been other small birds that he's run into, the Browns. Like, not a bird, but like the Raiders. Like losses that they shouldn't have, and their defense was struggling. Yeah, some roaches. Their defense has been struggling. You're supposed to be able to overcome that defense, and he just did not play well last night down the stretch. I mean, he had that really long run, the last play of the game or whatever. It's made his stats look better, but yeah, his MVP is by.
Real quick, James, let me ask you this, Chase, because you said something I think a lot of people vehemently disagree with. You said he didn't play well down the stretch. Do y'all put last night's loss on Lamar?
I do not.
Because, like, in theory, Lamar had a good game, 2 passing touchdowns, 270 passing yards, 79 rushing yards, obviously the 36-yard scamper.
But we put it on the defense?
Especially in defense. There was a lot of field goals.
Special teams.
Special teams, 9 points out there. Left 9 points.
I
don't put it on Lamar, but in my opinion, an MVP, you're supposed to overcome all of that.
Got it.
And you did not last night. In an MVP, we ain't talking about anything. MVP.
Let's cut to the chase. Like Saquon finished the game balled out, right? But the defense get a lot of that credit too. Yeah. To hold us down for you to take over. And then so if I can say anything for the Ravens, because we can't blame all that on Lamar Jackson.
It's not all of it. No. He has but I think as an MVP, if you're in that conversation, like, you bring your team back, at least to give them a chance. It was a lot closer than the game looked. I mean, it's 24-12 forever.
Yeah, the MVP's gone, which sucks because this is the greatest, most inconsistent team we've seen in a very long time. Sometimes we watch the Baltimore Ravens and we're looking like there's nobody in the world that's going to stop them. That's how it looks. You got Derrick Henry, you got Lamar Jackson playing out of his mind, and then we look at them at times, and not even against the big old birds. Like you say, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Browns, and their offense looks like they can't do nothing. The Raiders, they look like they can't do nothing. They're the greatest, most inconsistent team out there. When I watched that game yesterday, right, it was 9-0. right? The Baltimore Ravens had the football. And when I knew that this here might not end good for the Ravens is Lamar Jackson had Zay Flowers wide open for a first down that could have, who knows what the drive would have ended in.
Deep cross.
No, it was just to the flat. It was third down, it was just to the flat, and he threw it in the dirt. And he turned around and he just started smiling. And I'm like, what you smiling for? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know the defense is playing well, but that's a first down. The drive continues to keep going on. The offense for the Baltimore Ravens in all their losses did not show up. And that's why when you two try to put it on the defense all the time and say the defense got to, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens offense do not show up in the losses. They don't.
Here's what's hard for me to hear, though, because if we're being really real, the Ravens outplayed the Eagles yesterday. Say stats, say eye test, say whatever you want.
In what aspect?
Third down efficiency, better. Total yards, way better.
Did you watch? I don't care about the
watch
stats.
game.
Did you watch the game?
And if you watch the game, remember, the Ravens got into scoring
Eagles
position.
put that butt whooping on them.
They missed a 47-yard field goal. You missed a 53-yard field goal. You missed an extra point. There may have been one more field goal missed. I don't remember.
I think it was another field goal.
So you missed a 47, a 53, and an extra point. Even if you don't count the 53, right? Because 53 is hard. You missed a 47 and you missed the extra point. That's 4 points right there is a 5-point game. So I'm suggesting, like, obviously we're going to come on air and we're going to do what we do, but let me say this. Jalen Hurts, forget the stats, but I got to read them. 11 of 19, 118 yards. Ooh, scary. Lamar Jackson, 23 of 26, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns. Forget Lamar Jackson's rushing yards.
In the fourth quarter when the game was a blowout.
The game was not a blowout.
Yes, it was. It was
the last drive.
a two-score game.
That's not a blowout. If the game ended a 2-score game.
If you're up 10 points, it's a blowout in the NFL. It's hard to win
Then
by
the Ravens
10
were
points.
blowing the Eagles out when they were up 9-0. It's not a freaking blowout.
It wasn't
10-score
10
game.
points.
I hate
it was
you.
9.
My point being, like, I can't, James, in good faith. Shady, I can't in good faith come up here and say the Eagles just gave the Ravens work.
So really quick.
I can't say that.
Really quick. So you just read me Jalen Hurts' stats. All right. Obviously, Saquon had 100 on the barrel too.
Yep.
Right. So we can really sit up here and say the Baltimore Ravens defense played a really good game.
Yeah.
So how they lose then?
I would have suggested special teams.
But it's only 7 points. It was 24-12 forever, and they scored on a last-minute drive with they weren't even playing defense.
So Lamar, like, we not gonna say Lamar's names in this? Like, we put Lamar in the MVP conversation because Lamar is like that.
He didn't play like
Well, Lamar's been carrying the Ravens.
That's what I'm saying.
The reason why I put him in the category, right, MVPs, because this is not the old Lamar. This Lamar here,
question.
the defense been trash.
No question.
They played good the last 2 weeks. They've been weak, right? All the points he's got to score over and over again. So that's why we had Lamar up there. But
No doubt.
I mean, it's like I agree with some things he is saying but then I disagree with the whole thing and saying that they played way better than the Eagles. I don't believe that part. But I will say this, if you make them field goals and you put them points up, like, the game is different. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Now, the coordinator for the Eagles got to call a little different because we are down or, like, little small things like that. But overall, we just outplayed them in general.
I agree, 100%.
You know?
100% outplayed them.
Because missing field goals, that's part of the game.
But here's the thing: is like to say over. It's just inaccurate. Like, the Eagles didn't overall outplay them. They played on special teams.
On defense, they did.
Chase.
They made Lamar Jackson look regular for 3.5 quarters.
Here's how we know they didn't outplay him. Forget what the Ravens did. 11 of 19 for 118 yards is not good.
But we
by
already
eye
know
test
that's the weakness
or
of the
by
team.
stats. For Saquon Barkley, 23 carries for 107 is average for Saquon. So what's that? 33 carries for 140? So, A.J. Brown, 5 catches for 66 yards. It's not like the Eagles was just...
And they still scored 24 points on the road versus a very good team. We sat up here and had this conversation last week, right? And do we forget all of a sudden that Lamar's record before this game was 23-1 versus NFC teams? Like, did that just vanish into the air? Like, this is the second team in 25 tries that have beaten Lamar. So that means a lot. I can't let you get up there and say they didn't
play great. They were 4 of 12 on third down.
So that speaks more to how good the Eagles are.
Really quick, though, man. If we were, before this game happened, told you, Acho, that Lamar Jackson is only going to score 12 points, because, like I say, I don't count the last one.
Yeah, that's fair.
The way Lamar Jackson has been playing, even with you being a betting man, you ain't taking that bet.
One touchdown.
That's crazy.
bet the game.
That's what the offense put on the football field besides that very last drive to where the Eagles is everybody playing off. Just like, come on, 12 points.
One touchdown.
And that has happened in their losses.
I know you're from Africa. What part are you from?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Do y'all watch the Discovery Channel? Y'all don't watch that, do you?
What I missed?
Because you missed the big picture here. A bigger bird. They played a bigger bird lost.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.